The next section we'll look at are the user registration settings. I'm going to select this tab here in the admin panel and select Edit User Registration Settings. The first section we're presented with here are the basics of registration fees. Now, if you require a fee in order for your users to register with your site, you can select the Is Registration Fee and then also set an amount. Now, I'll just say $6, and then I'll come down here and select Update. Now I'm going to switch over to another browser to show you what your users would be presented with. So when they click on the Register button now, I've set a registration fee, so not only do they have to fill out their profile, but then they would also be presented with a payment plan where they are required to pay that $6 fee in order to create the account. Now, a user registration fee would be used if you require a registration for a particular user and then allow them to submit 1 or 5 or many submissions. More commonly is setting up a submission fee where there is no fee to register, but there's a fee per submission. So again, those aren't super commonly used, but that's how you could use this user registration fee. Now I'm going to turn that off, and now when I come back here and select Update, you'll notice I'll come back to the user registration page and refresh here, and they're no longer presented with that payment plan, so they can go ahead and just sign right up. Now the other fees that are listed here under the registration settings, let's walk through these. By default, all user accounts must have a first name, last name, and email. And then apart from those fields, you get to decide which items of information you require from your users. For example, I have the user biography turned on, but if you require a phone number and maybe a state, you can turn those two fields on. Come over here and say Update. And then again, on the registration page, when a user creates an account on your site, they'll now have to provide a phone number and a state before they can create their account. So whichever pieces of information you need, you can quickly toggle those settings and require specific pieces. Now your show may call for specific user information that's not part of these default form fields. If you have, let's say, a student ID that you require each of your users to submit with, you can set up what's called a custom field. So in this first custom field, I can say student ID, and upon selecting this student ID, I'll go ahead and update. And then if I switch back to the registration page in here and refresh, you can see now they're required to enter a student ID upon registering for the site. So again, you can use up to 5 custom fields. Once you set these custom fields and you have your users start to register, you should never then change them.